Hey, Honesties! Welcome back to another episode of Honesty Though Podcast with your host, Zena, aka Top Tier Z, where I keep it raw, I keep it real, and I keep it risky. Today's episode is a solo. I'm actually excited about this because I've just been freestyling, producing my own episodes and just doing whatever I want. And I realize that's when I'm the happiest, when I get to do whatever I want in all aspects of my life. What does that say about me? Anyway, this has been heavy on my mind. I just want to know. I have a serious question, and I want y'all to let me know in the comments y'all take on this. This is my little hot take. I want to know whose responsibility is it to teach a man romance? Like, yes, there's love and there's romance. There are two completely different things, and I think sometimes a lot of people don't really know the difference. And I think romance looks different to everyone. But, I feel like for women, seriously, whose responsibility is it to teach anyone romance, right? How do you learn romance? I think a lot of it is maybe what you see as a child, perhaps through your parents or through people who are in relationships around you. As I'm getting older, I'm 33 and I've been dating for quite some time. But I just really love, right? And that's fine. I love companionship. I love having someone there. I love having a partner. But I also really love romance. Damn, what doesn't this girl love? This girl needs everything. That's probably what y'all saying, but I don't really care because the person for me is going to give me everything, right? But I was having this conversation with one of my friends, one of my guy friends, because I like to kind of have conversations about my topics beforehand so that I can get some ideas or, see different perspectives or whatever. And he's like, he's been in like one or two serious relationships and he never thought it was his responsibility to be romantic. And I'm like, what? Like, if you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship with someone and you like or love this person, then that should be something you want to give them, right? But I think romance looks different to everyone. So he was telling me like what he would do is like, take her out to eat, buy her things, spend time with her, whatever. And I'm like, I don't think that's romantic. Like, I personally, romance for me is like, I want my car doors opened. I want flowers just because. I want thoughtfulness, right? Like, I want handwritten notes. I write me a poem. Like, I write poems when I'm in love. Like, it's just like speaking to someone from the heart. I think that's extremely romantic. If you do music, write me a song. Like, I think romance is something that's customized specifically to that person. And I think as women or anyone dating, okay, I'll speak to women first. I think as women, it is our responsibility to communicate what that looks like for us because no one is a mind reader, right? And as I said before, it looks different for everyone. So perhaps a man may think what his ex considered to be romantic, this new person will appreciate as romantic as well. And sometimes that's not the case, right? Like, for example, taking me out to eat, can it be romantic if there are other factors involved, i.e., flowers and opening all my doors for me and so forth? Yes. But to me, eating is just a necessity to survive, also. So if that's all you think you're gonna do and I'm gonna be like romance, then no, that's not it for me. And I also do think both male and female, both men and women, it is your responsibility to learn the person you're with, right? So from the jump, you should set the tone on what you require, what you want, what those things look like for you, both ways. And the person on the other hand should put in the work to fulfill those things, right? If they care about you, if they want something deep with you, if they want to get to know you. And I think over time, if you're not receiving those things, then you should have a conversation and give them time to correct what you think is missing, right? Like, I think it's so unfair. I always say this to build resentment for someone when you haven't vocalized your needs to them. And I know a lot of women who do this because I have these conversations in my friend groups. And it's like, well, I shouldn't have to tell him to do this. I don't even feel comfortable asking him for this now because he should just know. And I'm just like, huh? How unfair is that? Like, imagine if your man just expected you to just know. And then imagine if he just left you because he had this expectation of you that he never vocalized. And now you're just, what's the word? Bamboozled? Not bamboozled, but it's like it just hits you out of nowhere from left field. Like, oh, this is how you feel? Oh, you're going to leave me for that? But he hasn't given you the chance to fix it, right? Like, I wouldn't, I don't think that's fair to anyone. I think we should communicate what we want and need in relationships to give people the opportunity to give those things to us. Hold on, my mom's calling me. Yeah, so I do think it's important for both people in a relationship or partnership to be vocal of their needs and wants and allow people the chance to work on those things. I personally, like, I've done this in the past where I've built resentment for the person I'm with because I wasn't getting the things I wanted. And I speak on this because it's behavior I've done and I had to correct it because I want a different outcome, right? So I'm over here expecting him to just know, or I'm giving little hints rather than being direct. And when those hints aren't being picked up on, then I'm like, damn, like, do you even care? Like, how could you not do this? I want these things and I'm not getting them. And so I feel like the older we get, a lot of us as women, we keep certain things to ourselves, or we feel like a man should just know. And no, a man just shouldn't know, right? Again, I really want to know, as men in the comments, let me know who taught you romance. Like, when you get into a new relationship or you begin dating someone new, are you having these conversations on what those things look like and what they require? I really would like someone's input on that. And now I do feel like if you communicate and you're still not getting those things, then just leave. Like, like, how much longer are you gonna be here for if you're not getting what you want, right? Like, me personally, I'm in my villain era where I'm just like, if I'm not getting what I want, I'm just gonna go. And that's just for anything in life. And my villain era looks like setting boundaries. And if those boundaries aren't respected, then I'm going to have a conversation with you. And if you still don't get it, then you can go. Like, in addition to saying no, like, if there's something I don't want to do, if I am not interested, if I don't want to go, if I don't want to speak to you, I'm going to let you know. Like, I'm not obligated to. And I think you should respect that, right? So, and some people may not like that because it's a whole new, to them, it's a whole new Xena. It's a whole new, like, well, who does she think she is? What does she have going on? But it's just like, that's just the stage I'm in my life. And I'm not going to wave on that for anyone, to be quite frank. I actually respect people who say no. Like, I think if you don't want to do something and you say no, like, I have so much respect for you because there are so many people who say yes. Like, there are so many people who people please and are yes man, knowing deep down this is not what they want to do, but they want to appease to other people. So they put what they actually want to do to the side to please someone else. And it's like, but I really didn't want to do that. So then they half-ass it, or you can just feel the energy that they don't want to do it. And so, speaking of, I respect people who say no. Tiana, thank you for saying no. No, because you know what's funny? Like, the whole villain era, that was, I did my outline before, right? So that was already something I knew I was going to speak about. And so when you said no to me about doing my fast five would you rather questions, I was like, I respect that. Like, no hard feelings at all. I get it. You feel me? So yeah, no, I know. And that's another thing in my villain era. Like, I'm not taking anything personal at all. And I think that's something I've learned over time, like, in relationships, in friendships, in work, any environment. It's like, stop taking things so personal. Like sometimes we personalize things and it's like it has nothing to do with us at all. And we're sitting in our feelings and we're wondering, or you're resenting this person. And it's like people have their own lives and they have their own things going on. Like not everything revolves around you. So once I learned to stop taking everything personal, like my life has been so much more peaceful because I'm just like, well, this and me. Like I know this has nothing to do with me. I wish people the best. I always want the best for everyone. So that's just the energy I put out. So it's just, I think it's something more people need to practice, like as humans, we are so sensitive. Well, some of us, I need to learn on being more sensitive, y'all, because I am just not that. Like, I need to work on being more compassionate, especially to sensitive people. I think because I'm not a sensitive person, I'm just like, man up, get over it, move on. Like, it's not that deep. Nothing's ever that deep to me personally. So, but I do realize it's something that I need to just be more aware of and maybe be more empathetic and considerate, like just because something's not that deep to me doesn't mean I can't be understanding to other people's feelings if they are sensitive. But I think learning how to not personalize things has taught me how to be less sensitive. So that's a tip I got for my sensitive people out there. Like, don't take everything personal. Everything's not about you. I think move from a place of purity and like the good, show people the goodness of your heart and be intentional, have good intentions, and you'll be fine. Because at the end of the day, if you do those things, you can literally say, well, I know it's not me. So yeah, that's where I am. What did Babyface say to that reporter? Go do that. Like if that's another part of my villain era, if that's what you want to do, go do that. Like I'm not forcing anyone to be friends with me. I'm not forcing anyone to be with me romantically. I'm just not forcing anything. And I think a lot of times we like to hold on to things or hold on to people and kind of like drag it out, and you're forcing it, right? If it's not flowing, you're forcing it. And so once I realized to just let go of that resistance and just let things flow, like I'm really on that baby face, go do that this year. Like if we don't align, go do what aligns with you. And same for me, like if I'm in friendships that I feel like are not aligning with where I want to go, or yeah, the direction I'm moving in my life, then friendships are tricky because I'm like, I'm probably gonna have a conversation. Like I like conversations. I like to see the good in people. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I also some friendships, like the ones that are meaningful to me, because I've definitely let go of friendships, and I'm like, oh, I forgot this person existed. Like someone will bring them up. I'm like, who? Oh yeah, because I just didn't care enough, or if you did like something like really foul to me, something malicious, something I just can't let go of. Like I'll forgive you, but no, I don't need any conversations. Like I feel like sometimes you just know there's no coming back from this. So we're not going to be friends. But if it is someone I care about and I feel like we aren't aligning, I'll have a conversation with you so that you are aware, like, hey, this is what I have going on. This is where I want to go. This is what I'm working on for myself and in my personal life. And you bring a lot of things I feel like are not contributing to that, right? To where I want to be. And so maybe we need some time apart, you know? We aren't aligning right now. And who's to say in due time we won't get back to where we were, or we can't work on our friendship or relationship. But right now it's just not conducive for me. And I think that's a part of setting boundaries, right? Like, hey, you speak very negatively. You're very negative. Like, every time I speak to you, it's just a whole lot of blah negativity. And I don't want that in my space right now. So I'm gonna refrain from speaking to you every day. I'm gonna speak to you less, right? And if you truly care, I think you would be intentional to not bring that to that person. And I keep speaking of it from first person, but I'm speaking in general also, and vice versa, right? Like if I was contributing something to a friend's life, daily life that they don't want, I would want them to let me know, like, yo, Z, like, I'm not feeling this. This is not conducive to the space I'm in or the space I'm trying to move into. So either cut back on it or let's take some time apart. And I would respect that. And because I care, I would be intentional, right? Okay, let me not speak negatively to this person. Let me not complain. Let me do my best to always speak positively when I speak to this certain friend. So that's just the stage I am in my life. I'm at in my life. And I think I'm just very focused on myself this year. And I like I said, I'm in my villain era. So I really like that for me. And I think the people who care for me will respect that and also like that for me as well. Speaking of which, I just don't want to be next to anyone who don't want to do the internal work for themselves. I think people who complain about something every day and do nothing to change it, it's insanity, right? What's the saying? If you do the same thing over and over expecting different results, that is insanity. And nothing irritates me more than that. Having the same conversations on a weekly basis, complaining about the same things on a weekly basis. Here I am trying to teach you and guide you on certain things. Maybe you should do this. You should take some time to journal. You should do some introspective reflection, maybe see a therapist, right? Like I'm trying to give you the tools as your friend to better yourself, but you can lead a horse to water. You can't force it to drink, right? So I can give, but until you're ready to make that move for yourself and do the work that's necessary to get different results, then I'm just a broken violin. Like literally cue the violin because this is all you're hearing. Pew, pew, pew. Zena's over here trying to preach and it's just pew, pew, pew. Because you're not ready to receive it. You're not receptive. And at this point, you're wasting both of our times. Like, God, either make the effort to change and want differently for yourself or stop talking about it. It's just gonna come to a stage where I'm just gonna be quiet, and I'm just gonna tell you, like, look, I don't want to hear about this anymore. You keep complaining about it, you don't want to do anything to change it. I am drained from it. I don't want to hear it. And at this point, however you take it is how you take it. Because as I said earlier, if you respect me in this friendship, then you would be mindful, right? You will be more intentional. So be intentional with yourself first before you can be intentional with me, right? Like you have people who complain about getting the bare minimum from other people, whether it's their spouses, their other friendships, whatever. And the problem is, though, you're giving yourself the bare minimum. So what exactly do you think other people are going to give you? Like I always say, the way you treat yourself and the way you love yourself is a direct reflection of how other people are going to treat you and love you. So be the example and treat yourself in the way that you want others to treat you. And I think that really starts with doing the hard work. Like, honestly, like, it's not easy, like shadow work and like doing the internal work, it's hard because it makes you question yourself as a person. It makes you like really think, like, wait, that's me? This is my behavior? Like, this is how I hurt people, or this is how I'm controlling, and this is how it affects my relationships and so forth. Like, you really have to be ready to see all the negativity, all the negatives in you, right? All the things, the bad things, and really be willing to work on those things. Like you're gonna cry, you're gonna you have to isolate at some point to heal and to deal with those parts of you that you don't like, and those parts of you that are maybe keeping you stagnant. But the outcome and the reward, like it's very fulfilling. It's rewarding at the end of the journey. Yeah, I got my Tim's on, y'all. I ain't even changed. Like, I'm a Brooklyn girl. The Tim's gives Harlem, but I'm like, I just don't feel like wearing heels today. But anyway, yeah, like the work is not easy at all. But I always say, like, even in relationships, like your relationships are a mirror of who you are and where you are at that time. So if you're complaining about certain things in your partner, then maybe those things are happening or those traits are prevalent because you carry those as well, right? Or you don't like these things about your partner, maybe because it's things you need to work on in yourself as well. And so many of us were so quick to blame other people for the relationship going sour, like the things we don't like. We fail to realize our contributions to how those relationships go sour or to why certain things aren't working out. And I think sometimes you just need to take a step back and really evaluate yourself to see what are you doing, because a relationship takes two people, right? It's not just one person. Like I said earlier, I need to work on being more compassionate. I need to work on being more empathetic to people's feelings. So I like to speak on topics that kind of reflect where I am in my life and my journey. So especially when I do solo episodes, a lot of this is very like personal. Just y'all get like just the surface, like one day I'll go deeper. One day, but not today. But like they're coming to the realization of just those parts of myself that coming to finding the root of the reason why I was so mean at times, right? To that person. Like it's things I have to really work on. And I'm actually low key excited to do the work. And I kind of feel like I want everyone else to be excited about doing the work on themselves because as I said to you before, like if you're happy with the person you are today or at this stage in your life, like imagine if you do the work, when you do the work, imagine the next level you're going to unlock, right? And that should like really, well, I know for me personally, like it lights a fire under me because I'm like, I'm great. I'm amazing, right? In so many different ways. But if I work on this and like fine tune that and heal that, like next level Zena is like, what? Like unstoppable. And I also realize like when I do the personal work, the way things flow for me into my life, like it's just all aligning. And it's kind of like God is blessing me because it's like, okay, you took the time, you did the hard work. Here's the reward. Oh, you thought I was done? Here's what else is coming. You know what I mean? And this is why I say like people wonder why they're stagnant because they're not taking the time to work on themselves to move to that next level, because God is not going to give you certain things if he doesn't feel like you're deserving of them. If you're not ready, you're not going to get it. So you're sitting here repeating the same behavior, stuck in your ways, doing the same things over and over, not challenging yourself to do better, not challenging yourself to heal. And what reward do you think is coming? You wonder why nothing else is moving in your life because you're not, it starts with you at the end of the day. And that's just what it is. And like, as I said, when I started this segment, I don't want to be around anyone who's not doing the work. I just don't want to. And I have a right to vocalize that. And I also have a right to remove myself from any situation that I feel like is going to hold me back, right? Because sometimes when people are not ready or in that space to do the work for themselves and you're around them, like energy is energy, it's kinetic, it flows, it moves. So if your energy is stagnancy and you're just, again, repeating the same patterns and behavior, and I'm in your circle, then guess what? That's going to flow into my stuff. And I just don't have the time or space to let anyone else's lack of drive or lack of wanting better for themselves, listen to the accent, better, lack of wanting better for themselves deter me from my blessings and what I want in my life. So, and anyone who respects themselves, anyone who takes themselves seriously, like, I think you should do the same. Like, realize you have a responsibility to yourself before you have a responsibility to anyone else. And if you take yourself seriously, if you hold yourself to a certain standard, people have no choice but to follow that. So my responsibility is to myself, first and foremost. And yeah, you either respect it or you don't. And how you receive it and how you respect it is a direct reflection of how you respect me. So that's just where I am. Speaking of doing the work, I think this is funny because I've been examining a lot of things about myself, and I realized some of y'all might laugh at this. I'm really not a high maintenance girly. Like, and I say that before y'all say anything. I say that when it comes to like certain things, right? And I'm gonna give examples because I am high maintenance. I'm bougie as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I was like, before y'all say anything, I am very high maintenance. I have very high standards. I want the best of everything. When it comes to hair, beauty supply store. You know, there's girls who get their lashes done I don't even know how often you do your lashes because I don't do that. But they don't miss one appointment. They gotta get the refills. They just gotta stay on top of it. I'm not that type of girl. I probably got in individual lashes like 4 times in my life. And I I would say the reason why I don't get lashes is because I don't want to be dependent on anything that if I don't have it, I look weird or damn, the lash girl is going to eat me up. But listen, y'all be going bald with them individual lashes. Like, they be dropping out y'all real lashes, and then y'all look like ball mole rats when y'all don't have y'all lashes done. And so it's something you just have to keep on doing. Yeah, they're gonna eat me up, but that's just what it is. Sorry, not sorry. I seen it for myself. Um, where like they become dependent on it because now it's like, well, if I don't have lashes, then I look strange. And honestly, though, a little mascara be doing it for me. You know, I mean, you could grow back the lashes, put some castor oil at night, but guess what? You can't have your lashes done in order to do that, right? So even lash strips, like I used to wear lash strips to film. I used to wear lash strips to go out to dinner, to, to go to a party. And honestly, the glue, I don't have the time for it. Like, that glue would be on my lids for days. And I'm talking about, I'm using micellar water, I'm using a cleansing balm to take it off, oil, all these things. And 2 days later, there's still lash glue on my eyes. Like, I don't have the time for it. I'm a low maintenance girl when it comes to that. My sister, for example, her hair has to be from Kendra's Boutique. She got to go to her hairstylist to get her wigs made. Like, my sister is a high maintenance girly when it comes to that. Like, me personally, I like to change my look up. So I'm going to go to a beauty supply store and get a wig between $50 and $70 and put that bad boy on for a week and make it look good. And, I think the beauty in me being high maintenance in other places is like, I think I have an ability to make anything look good. And I'm not saying that from like a conceited or vain place, but I really feel like because I'm high maintenance, for example, in like my clothing, right? Like, I don't shop fast fashion anymore. I like good quality stuff. Like, I'm not gonna wear Shein, is that how you say it? However y'all say it. I'm not gonna wear Fashion Nova, Forever 21, H&M. Like, there's just brands I don't wear anymore because the quality is just like, Like, if it's in my closet, I'll still wear it. I'm cleaning out my closet, but I don't purchase those things anymore, right? And I think when you have good quality pieces, like I love Revolve. Revolve gets all my money. I love me an ASOS. Those are really the two brands I really shop. Um, yeah, but I think when you have good quality pieces in clothing, like I think people have this misconception of me, like as Tiana says, like, girl, you lied to yourself. You high maintenance, but it's because I'm high maintenance in certain things. So people would think like I actually maybe paid to get this wig done or get it made, and it's like, nah, this is a beauty supply store. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that. I do my nails once every 2 weeks, and they actually need to be done right now. But my 2 weeks is on the weekend, right? So, and when I get my nails done, it's just a dip powder. Like, I don't do acrylic. I'm not doing designs. I am a very low key, plain girl when it comes to those things. Like, yes, my nails and feet will be done. That's just what it is, right? Because I like to care for myself. But as far as paying a certain amount of money for those things, I'm just not going to. It's not something I'm investing in. Like, I'm trying to invest in this podcast. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I need to pay for these studio sessions. So things that are important to other girls and that makes them high maintenance, it's not it for me. Good food now. Yes, I'm high maintenance on that. I need good quality food. Like, I need everything organic. I don't eat a fruit if there's no seeds in it. It's just not what's happening. I'm like, stuff I put into my body, that's an investment for me. Skincare I use, that's what I'm going to invest into, right? I mean, do y'all see the skin? Like, the skin is on this thing these days, right? Like, I'm on that little Korean skincare, you know? And it's working, right? So, I'm over here laughing at myself, y'all, but I'm being real. But, yeah, like, I was just sitting here and I'm just like, people really think like I be spending money and doing spend a whole bunch of money on certain things. I'm like, nah, like certain things I'm very frugal with. Like, because I went to visit my brother's girlfriend and she was like, I was like, I need to do laundry. She was like, you don't drop it off? I was like, excuse me? I do my own laundry. Do you know how much it costs to drop off a bag of laundry? And she was like, you just look like the type that you just don't want to you wouldn't do your laundry. And I'm like, no, I'm also very cheap. And it took her by surprise. And that's what sparked this monologue that I'm having with myself and me being transparent with you all. Because if you watch on YouTube, I know you're probably like, girl, you definitely give high maintenance. Yeah, I do, but it's very well balanced. But I have nothing against the high maintenance girlies. Listen, y'all want to spend $500 on y'all hair and then $500 to get your hair installed. By all means, you have your money. Do whatever you want to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a mother. I got things I need to pay for. I got investments I need to make. Like, that's just not important to me because I thank God that I can do whatever I want and still look good. Okay. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. On that note, I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And listen, if y'all got any tips and tricks on how I can, like, I'm lying. I don't want any. I I want no advice on what I can do to stop buying beauty supply store wigs because it's not happening. I will never do a individual lash set just because. No, I'm lying. I don't want any tips. Yeah, so no, save them. But see y'all next week. Bye.